Okay, so good day, everyone. We are the group 2. Yes, group 2. So we are the group 2, and we are here to present and report about the equipments in playing volleyball. So to recap or to just recall, this is for PATHFIT 4, and we are BSED Science 22B. So me and my colleagues, Madjus, Padillo, Pozon, and Roperos and Raday will be reporting this topic. So let's start. The first is the equipments on the volleyball court. So I will be the first one to talk about the first equipment that we are in this topic, which is the ball. So the ball is made of leather or synthetic leather. It's very self-introductory or self-explanatory. The ball normally weighs between 9 and 10 ounces. It has a circumference of 25.6 to 26.4 inches, and it has a rubber bladder and can also be one color or a combination of colors. So the ball is it's somewhat the same with other balls on other sports like basketball, but it is way smaller than the basketball. It is somewhat the same size of a soccer ball, but has different weights and has different strength in terms of its consistency and its durability. So common brands of the ball for volleyballs are Mikasa. So you probably have heard when you watch like FIVBs or like the what's the tournaments here in the Philippines. You probably know the ball. It has a brand Mikasa. So that's the most common brand of a volleyball ball. A volleyball, yes, volleyball. So the next one to report will be Mr. Noel Madjus.
Yes, next slide. All right, so we have the net. So usually the net is made of nylon and polypropylene. So in a volleyball court, the net is positioned at the center of the court and it separates the two teams. No, yeah. It dictates where does the ball should pass over the net, and if it fails to reach the opposing side, then the point is given to the opponent team. So it's like the determining factor for a team to get a point. But also there are also different ways a team can obtain a score. So it's splitting the court down the middle. The height of the net dictates how teams will strategize their ball placement and set up offensive and defensively in terms of their formations. So the usual volleyball net is 32 feet long by 3 feet wide, so it's pretty long. And there's a difference between the women's net and the men's net. For the women's, it is usually 7 feet, 4 and 1/8 inches high. And for the men's net, it's 7 feet, 11 and 5/8 inches high. So the reason for this is that men is a lot more stronger in terms of their jumping capability and their speed, but I'm not so sure about that. Maybe because of their genetics, how men plays in the athletic field. So U.S. regulation volleyball playing surfaces must be flat, of course, to avoid any hazards to the players. So it's very important to prioritize the safety of our players. So the next one is what we have here. The court. Of course, the court is very important. So the outdoor volleyball court measures 18 times 19 meters. So in this court, this is where the players usually play. Of course, it's surrounded by a free zone, 2 meters wide on all sides. So in that free zone, that is where the referee and the what do you call that, the substituting players stay, or like kind of the bench players is what they call it, until they are called for substitution. The surface must be flat, and as mentioned earlier, and does not present any hazards to the players. So in most cases, like in the City Gymnasium, the floor is smooth and that's very good to play with volleyball. But as of this moment, we usually use the tennis court, which is also a good one, especially for us physical education, our PATHFIT students. So that's it for my part. Next is the lines to be reported by Joanna Raday.
I will be discussing about the lines and posts and cables. For the lines, the playing court is marked by two sidelines and two end lines. All the lines must be 2 inches wide and must be created with a light color that is easy to discern from the playing court. An attack line should be placed 3 meters from the center line. The center line divides the court into two 9 times 9 meter courts. So for this, the court perimeter is designated with boundary lines. The court width is indicated by the sidelines, whereas the court length is shown by the end lines. The front court, the area close to the net, and the back court, the part of the court between the attack line and end lines, are separated according to the attack lines. Next, we will talk about the posts and cables. The net structure is held together with metal cables and posts. Posts are placed 0.5
Proceed
to
to next
1.0 meter outside the
reporter,
sidelines
please.
and 2.55 meters high. Posts should be round, smooth, and padded to prevent injury to the players should they dive or crash into them. Metal wires and cables may need to be covered if it is determined that they present a danger to the players. For this, to prevent injury in playing volleyball, players should they dive or crash into them. Posts should be rounded, smooth, and padded, and also the volleyball posts are the most important piece of equipment you will need, so you will always be able to play interesting and fun games of volleyball. Next reporter, please.
So I'm going to discuss about antenna and sidebands. So antenna, we usually see this one um, on the net. So antenna, they are flexible rods that are 1.8 meters long, made of fiberglass, fastened at the outer edge of each side band. So a volleyball antenna provides a visual cue for players and the official to determine whether a ball is in play or out of bounds as it crosses the net. So next slide. So we're going to talk about the side bands. So side bands are two white bands that are positioned above each side land and are fastened vertically to the net. So the purpose of side bands is to secure the net to the post and maintain the tension in its bottom portion. So the side bands keep the net stretched and sturdy for the incoming hits from the ball. So for and that's it. And thank you. And so for the next reporter is Anime Roperos.
So now I'm gonna talk about the player's attire. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so first let's talk about the knee pads. So it should be sturdy enough to protect your knees from fall slides and dives. So as we all know, a volleyball player they like to catch the ball even though I the use of knee pads it's because uh, volleyball players, mostly girls, are prone to scratches because they always tend to catch the ball even though layo na jud kay siya sa kuan, like mugawas na siya sa court, they still catch it for the score. And and also the other thing is that knee pads should be flexible, of course, for them to um, move comfortably and bend comfortably. So the quality of the pads, there are some knee pads have gel, and some are have foam. I tried to use a foam knee pads before during our intramurals way back in senior high, and well, it's really protect the knees, of course, and but it depends of the quality and the cost of the knee pads. So next is the elbow pads. So elbow pads, it should be strong enough to protect the elbows from dives, slides, and falls. So just like the knee pads, and it is also made from silica gel or shock absorbing foam pads underneath. So it is mostly worn by the liberos. This one,
Roperos.
familiar with the liberos. Saan na sila? Ang spiker.
Liberos
Liberos.
ka na sa back, the teams, taga-south mo na sila, di ba?
Yeah.
Taga-count.
Ay, okay, okay.
Sila na usually mo dive for kanang bola.
Lain na sila og color sa ilang jersey. Mo na ilang
Mm.
ilang.
Okay, so that's it. So they are mostly worn by the liberos because, as I said, volleyball players tend to catch balls even though padung na siya mo out sa net, so or mo out sa court, and also it is need to be flexible enough, of course, for their comfortability and for their flexible sa ilang paglihok. So I guess that's the end, and yeah.
So let us proceed to the next reporter, please.
Okay, so for the next part, we have the shoes. So shoes provide support in order to reduce chances of injury. So it helps players in building up their confidence and focus. And these valuable shoes provide for better lateral movement than typical running or cross-training shoes. So as you have observed, when you go to the mall or in a department store, in the shoe section, you can always see different kinds of shoes. We have shoes for running, we have shoes, basketball shoes, we have a volleyball shoes, we have soccer shoes. So it is made for a purpose. So we should use, if we're playing volleyball, we should use shoes that is for volleyball, since the grip is different. The outsole of the shoes is made differently from other types of shoes. So it also avoids dili ka ma-slide. Dili slippery ang court for you. So next slide. So it should be lightweight and has good shock absorption. So of course, the shoes must be lightweight. Gaan siya dapat para it is easier for you and it is comfortable for you to run and to get the ball. So common brands for shoes worn by volleyball players are Asics, Puma, or Mizuno. So next we have the clothing and jewelry. So should be lightweight to allow maximum flexibility and breathability. So your uniform or the volleyball uniform should be lightweight. Jerseys made of a material that absorbs sweat and keeps skin dry. Commonly worn jerseys are made with dry fit material. So why are jerseys made of dry fit material? So imagine wearing a cotton type of shirt. Usually no na may uban shirt na cotton is magapas-gapas siya, and then na masangit baro na ay masangit imong kuko or unsa sa net kuan kay siya kanang prone to accidents. So that is why dry fit. Since spandex shorts are good option also as they are flexible, light, and they absorb odor. Next. So socks, while not required, absorb sweat and and prevent blisters. So jewelry is not permitted in volleyball with the exemption of smooth wedding bands. So why are jewelry not permitted? Imagine wearing a necklace and then you will bend to catch the ball. So like aside from na possibility nga ma-aksidente ka, samok sad siya. You cannot focus playing the ball since ikaduko-duko nimo, ang jewelry nimo magsigig bitay-bitay dira. And then next, glasses must be worn with a strap to keep them secure. So if you don't have a 20/20 vision, glasses, you need glasses. So again, if you will bend to catch the ball, the glasses will fall down and it will get broken. It will cause accident also. So female players should also tie their hairs or wear a headband to keep their hair in place. So imagine if you have a long hair, if you bend to catch the ball again, your hair will fall down. You cannot focus. You cannot see the ball. So accident. Accident again. So it means that we girls should tie our hair. So I believe that's the end of our discussion. Thank you so much everyone for listening.
Okay, thank you
everyone.
everyone for watching and listening for our report. So that ends for our discussion and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.